There is nothing better than getting out into Mother Nature on your mountain bike, enjoying some primo trails and shredding all over the place. But without a few pre-ride checks, well, then things could be spoiled pretty quickly. So today in this video, I've got some great pre-ride bits and pieces, some checks, if you like, that you could go through to maximize your riding and get the most smiles for the most miles. So let's dive on in. First up then, it seems a little bit obvious, but forgetting something really essential like your helmet or something like that is a pretty silly thing to do, and you'd have to be a bit of a numpty to do that.
Rich, do you not remember what happened in Saddleback?
Hi, Rich.
What are you looking for? What are you looking for, Rich?
My rear axle.
What are you looking for? Where did you leave it?
Where'd you leave it, Rich?
On the woodshed at home.
At home, Rich. Where are we?
In
Where are we, Rich? Where are we?
In Austria.
Oh, Rich, that's what an axle looks like. Axel, Rich. Axel Richards.
Don't know who that guy was in that video, but definitely wasn't me. Silly Billy. No, I'm talking more about some of the essentials that you might need, including the front axle. Yeah, if you're going out for a big ride, things like maybe a pump, multi-tool, things like that you need, even a spare tube, and some way of carrying it is always good. Make sure you've obviously got your helmet, and then, you know, depending where you're riding, things like body armor or a coat if the weather is looking shifty, and things like knee pads as well, because I know a lot of people, they do like to wear protection, obviously to stop hurting themselves. It gives them extra confidence. So if you forget that, it can really affect your ride. So make sure you've put all your bits and bobs you need either in your car or in your backpack, and you are ready for the day ahead. All right then, this one is well annoying. Now, having a bolt come loose during your ride, mid-ride, something like that, can range from mildly annoying, shall we say, to ultimately disastrous, depending upon what that bolt is. So a pre-ride bolt check is always highly recommended. And we've said it before, and I will say it again, because you guys got to learn this. It is the faithful M check. So it's working through your bike methodically, from back to front, front to back. I'll let you choose, going through certain areas of the bike to make sure that they're done up nice and tight. So here is where they are. So starting at the back end on this one, we can check things like axles, bolt for the mech, things like that. Brake calipers done up nice and tight. Then coming up, we've got seat clamp, pivots, and then moving down, we've got things like the bottom bracket, cranks are done up tight, pedals are done up nice and tight. And then coming straight back up, you've got the cockpit, so levers, shifters, headsets nice and tight, stem bolts and handlebar bolts are obviously nice and tight. And then again, we're going to move down the front. So you got things like your front axles nice and tight. Things are tight that you can, doesn't even have to be a bolt check actually. You could check your tyre, make sure that's not damaged. But the rotor, the caliper is all done up nice and tight. A quick zip through these kind of things is just going to make sure that your bike is tip top and ready to rock. I'm in a bit of a bother here, people, because the weather is looking grim out and I didn't bother to check it. And because of that, I am poorly prepared. Yes, I haven't really got a coat. I haven't really got anything waterproof or even warm, and the cloud and the rain is potentially coming in. Now, what I should have done is this.
Sheesh, looks a bit ropey. Think I better pack a coat.
Yep, it's always a good idea to poke your head out the window, have a little look at least, if not check weather apps or a website, or failing that, obviously if you are in the mountains like we are here in Finale, just take lots of clothes with you in the car if you can. A good waterproof can go a long way to saving a ride, and it's, you know, it takes up no space. Having said that as well, over-prepared is underrated, I think. Having more with you is way better than not having it and needing it. Remember, when you do set off, though, as well, if you are going to go fully layered up, it might seem cold to begin with, but if you've got loads of clothes on, it's going to warm up pretty quick when you start riding up them hills. So just bear that in mind as well. I have made a massive pre-ride faux pas. I have set out on an absolute monster of a ride today, and I've ridden up to here, the NATO base at the top of Finale Ligure, to do some epic long runs down. And I'm gasping, I'll be honest. I could do with some water. And I've gone and forgotten it, look. And nothing in there. And I haven't even brought a snack because I was such a rush to get out the door. Yes, people, this is a definite pre-ride check. I would strongly recommend, especially like I'm being taunted by a giant burger. Make sure you pack some snacks in your back pockets or something like that, or you plan some stops along the way and somewhere you can fill your water bottle up, and make sure that you definitely at least leave with a full water bottle, because look, cameraman, have you got any water? Please, come on.
None for you, at least.
Error. Finally then, let's talk tyre pressure, because it is actually a pretty big setup change that you can make to your bike and check before your rides. Now, it will depend upon, as well, the atmosphere, where you are, yes. If you're very high up in the mountains or very low down at sea level, or if it's too hot or if it's colder as well, this can all change what pressure is in your tyre. So a really helpful thing to have here is a pressure gauge, of course, to get a good, accurate reading. Now, something else that can affect your tyre pressure over time is, of course, that a tyre or wheel setup will naturally leak a little bit of air out of it. It just happens over time, so pressures will drop. If you don't bother checking them for a very long time, you will find that they are much softer than when you probably first pumped them up. So again, a little pre-ride check that you can do. Get one of these little bad boys, or if you've got a good track pump, we'll have a pressure gauge on them, and play around, find out what your preferred pressures are, and then just make sure they're that each time. It takes 2 seconds and can really change your ride. Well, there we go then. Some great top tips and checks that you can do before you go out for your next mountain bike ride for both yourself and your bike to maximise those mountain biking potential. Look, I hope it's helped you and you've taken a few away from this. If you've got more that I've maybe not said, well, let me know in the comments down below. It's always great to hear from everybody out there. But for now, there's only one thing for it, and that is to drop into the trail. So, as always, a little like and subscribe goes a long way to showing the channel some love. But I'm out of here. See ya!